All right, what's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Mostly Mustang. As you can see here, today we are going to be doing a video on an oil change on the 2012 Mustang GT 5.0 V8. So we're going to go ahead and get into this, and we're going to show you what you'll need, what you'll need to do, the process on how to do that if you've never done your oil change, or if you just need a reminder of how to do that. And we'll go ahead and get that started and review the things that we need. All right, so first off, you are going to need your oil, obviously. For the 5.0 liter, the V8 on this GT is going to take and require 8 quarts of oil. So if you can see here, we got 5 here and we got 5 there. But one of these is from my previous installation. It's going to be this one here. I actually only have 2 quarts in there. If you can see there, 2 quarts right there. So that's 5, 7, 1 right here. That's gonna make 8. So you're gonna need 8 quarts total. The recommendation by the manufacturer is 5W20 synthetic blend or fully synthetic blend. I'm just went ahead and gone with the GTX high mileage. It's really good, and it is for any vehicle. This is required for anything over 75,000 miles, and on my vehicle we just hit 85. So we're gonna be doing that and using that. Not too bad. It's about 17 bucks each, plus this here is about $5. So went ahead and got that. Next, what you're going to be needing is an oil filter. So we went ahead and used Mobile One. There's different kinds you can use. Mobile One is a really good one. We got the extended performance, protects for up to 1 year or 20,000 miles. It is an M1212A. This is the oil filter that you will need if you go with the Mobile One for your 2012 GT 5.0 or your 5.0 in general. So you're just going to be needing this. I'll go with this. It has the extended performance, high efficiency, high capacity, and just a lot more durability in it, and a lot more specs on this that'll help out. So we went ahead and went with that. That was about $9. Of course, you are going to be needing an oil funnel. We just went ahead and went with this. There's all different kinds that you can use. I just got me a little cheap one. You honestly don't need an oil funnel. We just got this because it makes it more convenient. This is honestly about like $2, so went and got that. You could be using a filter wrench. This fits up to 63.5 millimeter to 117.5 millimeter, and this isn't required. I just got it just in case, depending on the previous person who did my oil change. Sometimes it may be too tight. You're really supposed to hand tighten it. You don't want to over tighten. You can strip it. So usually hand tighten the filter, but just in case, I bought this. But I am gonna initially just try to use my hand to filter that off, screw that off, twist it off, and twist it back on hand tight. So but this is what you'll be using for your oil filter, to remove it, install it, but we prefer not to use that. You know, we got some shop towels here just for the mess, to clean it up. If we spill anything on our hands or anything on the ground or on our tools and whatnot, we just bought some shop towels. This was, I say, $3 for a pack of 10. Got all this at Walmart. And you can find any of this at any of your auto shops. So AutoZone, O'Reilly's, whatever it may be, Advanced Auto. This will be all there for you. You're going to be needing an oil drain pan. This is a 16 quart by Hypertough. This costs $10. It's really, really good. It's a storage here for your oil drain plug. It's where you'll be draining your oil filter. And this is just in general where you're going to be draining your oil right here. So we're going to open that up, and you can see all your oil will be draining under. You'll just put this under the vehicle, slide it under where your drain plug is, and let it just drip all into there. So, and you always want to make sure too, having this open to vent before you use it. And of course, you know, for pollution and whatnot, you always want to take this to one of your auto stores or any place that you can go ahead and recycle your oil. You never just want to pollute the earth and get that dirty. And this is where you can drain that as well. So this is the 16 quart. So for us, we can use this up to 2 times on this vehicle. So we can save this, do this oil change, next oil change, we'll do it again, and then it'll be full and we'll have to change that. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next. You're gonna want a set of tools. I just got me a cheaper toolbox. It's by Hypertough, 113 piece. And this is just for, you know, basic needs of anything. But for this installation, for the drain plug, you're going to need a socket, a ratchet. Use this here. You can use an extension if needed. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe on Ford, if I'm not mistaken, it's either a 13 mil or a 15 mil. So here's a 13 mil here. You see that? 13 mil. Here's our 15. See that there? So if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is a 13, but we'll find out. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we'll find that out. You can also use your wrenches, you know, as well, but I prefer to use the socket ratchet. That helps a lot easier. And that's pretty much it for everything that you'll need. Of course, as well, you don't want to forget, you are going to be needing a pair of jack stands. This here can lift up to 2 tons, and a jack as well. You want to get the car elevated. You want to have your e-brake on to prevent any rolling, and that's pretty much everything that you'll need. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started and get into it. All right, and it actually is the 15 mil. It's the 15 mil. We got it on. We got our pan set and ready to go. So we can go ahead and drain this. We're gonna go ahead and start loosening that up. So we're gonna be twisting left. As you can already see, oil's starting to trickle out already. There we go. Breaking it loose. You should be able to break it loose a few times. Get that loose, get it going. You usually should be able to twist it and be able to twist it off the rest of the way with your hand. But in this case, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think this plug was actually damaged. There we go. Now you can just be able to twist it off with your hands. Boom, voila. Got the oil out and draining. So we're gonna go ahead and let that drain. Let it continue draining out till it's fully empty. We'll go ahead and get back to this. Once it's done, we'll go ahead and wipe everything down, plug it up, and then we'll go ahead and show you the filter. And then we'll go ahead and fill it up and we'll do our pressure test, make sure everything's right and correct. And we're good to go. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, so if you go ahead and take a look, we do got our drain plug back in. It's back in there, cleaned up. Now we're moving on over here. It's going to be on the driver's side, closer to the wheel. If you look here, this is a skid plate. I honestly forgot about this. This thing sucks. It doesn't come on every vehicle. Some people don't have them on there, but most of them are. It's just a protection plate, you know, for your filter and engine bay, and just a lot of stuff to protect from skid. It's a skid plate. So, but if you look in there, there it is, right there. Engine oil filter is right there. Same one, the mobile one, extended performance. We got that one down here, and we're going to be installing that. So, in order to get there, which I hate this part, is we're going to have to remove the skid plate, which is down here. There's going to be a few bolts. There's one here, and then there's one there. Those should be the only two that we need to remove and drop them. They look like an 8 mil, honestly. We'll find out. So we're going to go ahead and remove that, and then we'll go ahead and get started and show you how to take this off and put the new one back on. All right, so we got our ratchet. We got our 8 mil on there. Take a look right there. So like I said, we're going to be removing this one and the other one over there. So let's go ahead and get this started. Removed. All right, so we did get it removed. We did have to remove the second screw here, the second bolt. We got that removed, and it just dropped down. So we got our oil pan under here, ready to go. And from just by filling it, I believe I'm gonna be able to just twist this off with my hand. Yep, there you go. See that? It's already twisting. So let's go ahead and keep twisting that. I'll just drain a little bit more closer. It's gonna be coming up. Ooh. All right, there you go. So now we're gonna be putting on our new oil filter. So you see here, same exact oil filter there. It's brand new. One thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you got that O-ring off of the filter, off of the gasket, and make sure it's on there still. So you can see we still got our O-ring on there. And you want to double check, and we can look just to show you as well that that O-ring is not on, because if it is on, then you have a problem. If you double ring it, put double seal in the gasket, then you got a problem. It's not going to flush correctly, it's not going to be on properly, and you're going to have some air in there, and you're going to be losing oil. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. So you can see there that we got that out. It's here on the filter. Now, each time before you put the new filter on, you want to make sure that you lubricate it. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and put it here on the old oil right here. Just going to lube it up, spin it around. So, I'm going to get back underneath, and we're going to get this installed. Here it is. So really all it takes is just a hand tighten it. You really don't need a filter wrench or anything on this. Just make sure you're sitting on there properly. This is spin on. Want to make sure we get that rag, since our hands are a little dirty and have oil on them. We want to make sure we get that so we don't have any oil on our hands. We want to make sure this is dry and that we can twist it on properly with enough pressure instead of our hand just sliding off. Just go ahead and get that done right now. As tight as you can go with your hand. Hand tight. And I cleaned it up all around here. Make sure all my sensors and everything got the oil off. I'd say we're pretty good. And I'm using my left hand. We're pretty hand tight, so that's good there. So we're good to go. We've got our plug back in. Got an oil filter on. Now, for the easiest part of it all, gotta fill it up with oil. Alright, so we got our GTX high mileage here. Got our funnel and the block. Got it in there. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do this as nice and slow as possible. Hoping that didn't happen. You can see here, we got some nice clean oil. That's how your oil should look. You saw when our oil was looking really, really brown. We've had it in there for a little while. We were honestly a little overdue on our oil. But here we are. Nice, clear, golden oil. And we're starting off with the 2 quarts here. Then we're gonna go ahead and put the 5, and then we'll put the 1, and that'll be all of our quarts there. And this is just the process, just nice and smooth in there. Fill it up to your requirement on your spec. And I am filming for the 2012 Mustang GT here, but this applies for all vehicles. So I'll go ahead and get this finished up and I'll get back to you. Alright, so that's it. We got everything in. We got everything done. That's the oil change. We got all 8 quarts of our synthetic blend in. It's in there. I like to put this up right. We still got our dipstick in over here. And we are good to go. So before even putting back the scrape plate back on, the skid plate, we're going to leave that down for now, just so we can make sure we're seeing the oil filter properly. So from now here on out, we're going to be checking our oil pressure. So we're going to do the test. I'm going to leave the camera down here so we can go ahead and get in there. I'll apply some pressure to the gas. It's usually like a 2-man job, but I'll let y'all be the second man here on that. And this camera is going to check and see if any oil is draining. And you know, once I'll be checking as well, put a little bit of pressure there. I'll come out and check underneath, see if I see anything dripping down, and if so, then we'll go ahead and fix that up. But if not, then we are good to go. So let's get that started. Go ahead and take a look. We haven't done the pressure test yet, but what you're gonna see if anything is coming out while idling. Oil filter. Seems good, don't see anything draining there. Plug, looks good to me down over there. I don't see nothing draining there. So now let's go ahead and apply some RPMs in it. Usually want to hold it about 2,000 RPMs for about 10 seconds. So let's go ahead and get that. Oil filter still looks good to me. Oil pan still looks good to me. is a wrap. So let's go ahead and take this under review. All right, y'all, so we got everything good to go. As you saw just earlier, we did the pressure test. We did everything. That was the process. Go ahead and removing the plug, draining it out, removing the filter, draining that out, oiling up the new filter, putting that on, make sure everything's secure, filling up the block with 8 quarts. And like I said, it's to your specs of your vehicle. This is the same process pretty much. Some things may be located in a different location, but it's the same thing. 8 quarts for the Coyote motor here, and we got it all filled up. Everything looked good. Cleaned everything up. Take a look down here. Don't see anything dripping, and that was from what we made the mess a little earlier. Clean that up. Other than that, everything is good to go. The final thing that you do want to check is your dipstick to check your oil level. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. Let's check that out. So you always pull out the dipstick. Every time you pull it out, you want to wipe it down. Wipe it down with a rag, a napkin, whatever it may be. Just wipe it down. Make sure there's really no oil on there. And this is gonna be pretty much our fill line right there. Here's going to be our fill line. That's going to show that we have enough oil and everything's good and full. So we're going to put that back in there and see what our level is. Always hold it horizontal. And if you can see there, let's see if we can get this to focus a little bit better. Let's focus that in. Let's get that. In just a second, we're getting it in, focus. All right, there we go. Well, that's pretty much as close as I can get it to focus in. But as you can see, we got the oil filled up to here. So nice and clean and full. So that's gonna be pretty much it. That's our review, and that's how do you do an oil change on your 2012 Mustang GT, and this applies for all vehicles as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave some comments, and just let me know what you think on how I did on this process of the oil change. If I helped a lot of you out on how to do this. I used to work at an oil shop for a few months, so I learned a good amount of stuff there. But everything sounded good. She sounded healthy. She's all lubed up, got some fresh oil up in her, and she's looking good and sounding good. So just let me know what y'all think, and until next time, y'all stay tuned for upcoming videos, and thank you for watching.